I want you just you tricked me, both of you.
아니
Silence.
안 걸리네? 넌 왜 안 넘어가? 아 맞다 저장 안 했네.
Gods, start praying.
안 떨어지네. 어떻게 해야 되지? 구엔을 쓰고 있어도 한 방이라 뛰는 게 낫나? 뭐야? 아이. 저장 안 해서 저장 되나 근데 거기서? 빨리.
The ribbon.
저장? 된다. 와 나 뭐했니 지금? 지금까지 나 뭐한 거야? 다시 해야 되잖아. 기름. 저장하고 다시. 덤벼.
Both of you! Didn't plan any of it.
어떻게 해야 돼? 떨어지지도 않고. 여기 없을 거 아니야. 아, 있구나. 구해? 이 뭐야? 없네? 변신한 상태는 없네? 큰일 났구나.
If you acknowledge the gods, start praying now.
뛰는 게 아니야. 심장 터진다. 그다지 뭐 패턴 같은 거 어렵지는 않은 것 같아요. 단순히 이제 맞으면은 한 방에 간다는 것만 빼고는. 아 뭐야 너 백도 얘가 괜찮아? 아휴. 다시 붙는다. 어떻게 변한 거지 이게?
Leave him to me.
뱀파이어니깐요.
Be gone.
I can't let.
I insist.
일반 괴물이 아니라 본인이 죽이려고? 뱀파이어는 그렇다고 했는데 뱀파이어는 이제 고위 뱀파이어가 죽여야 죽는다고. 다른 이제 뭐 애들을 이제 죽이면은 절대 안 죽고 무조건 고위 뱀파이어가 죽여야 죽일 수 있고 이랬거든요. 본인이 하네. 본인이 직접 하네. 되게 슬프겠다. 되게 친한 친구였는데, 친구라고 해야 되나? 동료라고 해야 되나? 하여튼 자기 목숨 살려줬는데 자기가 목숨을 끊었어. 살려준 사람을.
My, what a
Where you go?
smashing ensemble. You wear it well.
Shut up. I look like a twit.
The caftan
맞아.
is
너무
sewn of
멍청해
the
보인다,
best
야.
fabrics available, and according to the best tailoring practices.
But one must have a modicum of taste to appreciate this. Even the most exquisite robes cover only deficiencies in beauty, never in refinement.
Rather not bicker about taste. Don't like to. It's neither interesting nor productive.
This particular Witcher has an inborn
Interesting.
intolerance for formal occasions. Yet he's to attend just such an event shortly. I expect that's the source of his prickliness. So try not to take things personally, Master Taylor. Rather pity him. For in truth, stage fright
말이
overwhelms him.
많아 얘는.
He trembles at the thought that he has no notion how to behave in the presence of Her Grace's Majesty.
답답해가지고 짜증나는데.
As well he should. All that being as it may, Toussaint's highest honor, the Order of Vitis Vinifera, demands appropriate attire. The Duchess cannot be expected to drape the medal on a suit of armor
와
caked in mud.
오빠 완전 답답해.
Palace protocol places enormous emphasis on form, virtuous tradition, etiquette.
Huh. A tradition which values appearances ahead of all else. Which
뭐야
calls for
고정돼 있는
lordly,
거야 발이?
glistening triviality and misplaced generosity.
Sound wistful. Pensive, Regis. That because they refuse to buy you a new
너도
outfit?
입을래?
Hardly. It's the tone I ever adopt when I find myself pondering, which, believe it or not, happens quite a
아님
lot.
말고.
Besides, I've no need for a new outfit as I shall not be attending the ceremony.
하긴
not?
그런 기분
Because
아니겠지.
unlike you, I don't have to. I shall begin to pack my belongings instead. I trust you'll join me later, once you're richer by a medal and a fascinating new experience.
Count on it.
나 근데 저 구렛나루하고 연결된 뉴스는 마음에 안 들어. 잘라주고 싶다.
Ceremonies, medals honoring virtues, just keeps coming up.
깎아주고 싶어.
I've had no reprieve either. And I keep thinking of the last great virtue, compassion. It's the one piece of the puzzle that never seemed to fit.
Mean you suddenly believe the 5 virtues theory, after all we've revealed?
It's not a question of belief, superstition, or old wives' tales. It's a conclusion derived through exercising pure logic. Siana planned everything in advance. Had we not stopped her, surely there'd have been a 5th victim. One the gossips would have associated with a lack of compassion.
Her plans don't matter now. Can't act on them. Ask the messenger who delivered my invitation to the ceremony. Siana's in the palace.
뭐야?
Courtiers pressured the Duchess to
설마
lock her in
뭐
a tower.
남아있어?
Do you care not a whit who else was in her black book?
안 나?
If some time before the ceremony, we could still chat with that boot-cleaning urchin. He was the
설마
one to pass the victims'
나는?
names to Detlef. Perhaps we missed something.
Regis, Bootblack didn't say anything about making deliveries when we talked to him. How do you know he handled the letters?
While you basked in glory and tried on new formal wear, I conducted a little investigation of my own. You'd be very proud to see how I
게롤트도
conducted
근데
myself.
봤을 텐데.
I began by concocting an ample
과거
supply of boot wash for our enterprising
때.
young friend.
종이
I'd
건네주는 거.
observed that among street folk, amidst their society as a whole, reciprocity takes precedence over all other codes, and thus no good deed goes unrewarded. Of course, the same holds true for malicious or destructive deeds.
The letters. What's the connection?
When the bootblack arrived to collect his bucketful, he hinted he knew more. Simply put, we'd failed to ask the proper questions when we chatted earlier. It took a bit more tongue-loosening, but ultimately he spoke. He admitted he'd handed Detlef the letters. He knew this information was valuable to me. In providing it, he was simply repaying me.
가자.
All in all, why not check up on that? We'll go together, assuming we're done here.
I am done, yes. It lies in your hands now to see if you are able to present my handiwork at the ceremony with the dignity it is due. Or if you will first destroy it, crawling about the city's underbelly.
내 생각에는
be
축하연에서 한바탕 달리 날 것 같은데. 뭔가 의심된 뭔가가 남아있다면은. 장사 잘 돼?
It's the bootsman. Good to see you. Here for a spiffing? Dirty boots are a stain on
여전하구만.
professional dignity, you know. Step on up.
Need to ask you something.
Yet again? Go on then. I'm a proponent of free speech and I will gladly tell you all I know. But why not get your boots shanked while we jabber?
Guess they could use a spit and polish.
Then I shall take advantage as well. A friend of mine used to say boots should be as clean as the soles that wear them.
야 뭐야?
Clean boots, clean soles. A fine slogan.
신발 왜 이래?
How's business?
Well enough. I can't complain. Though it'd be even better were certain folk to sit down for a shine as they stood and chatted.
Man in the frock coat. You passed him some letters, remember?
Why, of course. I'm young, got a mind like a steel trap, but...
If you're about to tell me this information will cost me, forget it. How'd you get those letters?
Beggars brought them.
Why didn't you tell us this before, when we first talked?
You didn't ask about beggars now, did you?
그렇게 하지. 근데 그건 아니야. 선택지가 없었으니까 물어보고 싶긴 한데.
Beggars. Tell us more about them. How many were
아쉽구만.
there?
Why, 4. 1 for each letter.
Just 4? Sure you didn't get a 5th?
I can't count, you know.
Remember anything else? These beggars have anything in common?
What? Come now. Each was different. Some had mismatched boots, others
말
had
그대로
no boots at
거진가?
all. Oh, I know. They all had no home.
Kid, my patience is starting to run a little thin. Now
거짓말까?
think hard.
생겼는지 물어봐. 있어가지고.
Where'd they get the letters? They
그건 알아?
pick them up? Get them from someone?
I don't know. They'd come, hand me a letter, and walk away. I asked no questions.
Geralt, allow me to ask a question. Listen, lad. I'll be glad to mix another batch of that boot shine for you. But you must focus now and tell us all you know. Where can we find the beggars?
Well, at the shelter, most like.
Where's that?
Everyone knows. It's just round the corner. Up those stairs, then right.
오케이, 땡큐.
Thanks, kid. For your trouble. You must visit the shelter. Look around inside.
데미안과 얘기는 왜 해? 아직 정보도 못 알았는데.
Lepiota's wheezing lungs. A real witch.
You've to move your little camp elsewhere, got it? This is a decent district. You? What do you want?
To talk.
Here, that's a waste of breath. We've tried it, only to tire our lips. We'll use other means of persuasion now.
Gentlemen, calm, please.
Either get out along with these flea-ridden vagabonds, or we'll toss you all out. Our patience is gone. This place is no longer a rank refuse dump.
Scram! Decent folk live here.
The shelter, them living here, bothers you. Question is why?
Look, Ballard. Another defender of the poor, fighter for justice.
Damn nuisance. We've our women and young folk living next door, when even grown men fear to walk past such rabble.
Decent folk you mention. Mean yourselves?
Why? Do you doubt it?
Hell yes.
Hear that, Artois? He poking insults us. On our own turf.
뭐야, 주먹 싸움이야?
We should step aside, good fellow. My friend is perfectly capable of settling this unfortunate dispute on his own.
칼 들고 싶다.
Break your guts around your spine.
Mistake.
All right.
씨.
I can take a hint. Come, time to go. I thank you so much for your aid. I tried to reason with them, but
그래,
they'd
이제
have
네가
beat me pro
불차례야.
had you not come along. I'm grateful. Immensely.
What did they want from you?
They are neighbors. Wish me to take my folk, the shelter, elsewhere. They dislike that I help the beggars. I do not oppose going elsewhere were we to have somewhere to go. But you've come with a problem, have you? My turn to aid you.
여긴 보호소.
Need some information. Looking for a man who might have mentioned the bootblack in Rue de Garl.
The bootblack. A feisty lad. I know him.
Any of your, wards supposed to meet him recently or soon?
Forgive me. Those I help and I are not so close that I would know. But should you wait, they'll all soon come for their meal. You can question them yourselves.
Sure all your usual beggars will be here?
They're not obliged to come, of course. But they rarely find a decent meal elsewhere. So, almost all in the area
식사요?
eat here.
꿀꿀이죠?
Thanks. We'll wait. Nice of you to let us.
와, 꿀꿀이 끓인다. 한 그릇 하실?
My dears, I've a matter to address before I serve the soup. These two gentlemen have some questions of you. Pay attention. Answer in brief. For if you draw it out, your soup will go cold. And we wouldn't want that, would we?
Recently, 4 of you delivered sealed letters to the bootblack.
설마
I
또
know
싸워야 되는
this.
거 아니지?
Does anyone know what the gentleman means? Go on, speak up. Romain?
Why should I squeal? We were all told not to mention the letters. We all swore.
You can tell me, Romain. You were given a letter and you delivered it, right? Good work, Romain. Thank you. Who else?
I got one too. Gave it to the bootblack. And Freshy, he got one. But he can't tell you, as he's not here.
I still have mine. I'm to deliver it 2 days after the feast of St. Barnabas.
있었네.
It's a matter of importance to the duchy. Hand it over, or I'll take it from you, plain and simple.
But I was to deliver it personally. Let no one else see it.
그
That is
여자는
what
이미
she
잡혀
said,
있어.
and she was frightening.
You ought to heed folk who are kind and honest. These men helped me a short while ago, helped all of us. If this individual threatened you, you need not keep the promise you made.
빨리 나가봐.
Alright, take it. I didn't want to see the bootblack anyways. It's always muddy there.
갔나? 본인? 뭐지?
Damn it.
는 잠시 화장실 좀 갔다 오겠습니다. 과연 누구 일려나? 마지막을 누구 일려나?
What is it? Another name, truly?
See for yourself.
누구길래?
Well. I must say, even I did not expect this. This time you will see to our Duchessa. It seems we
맞네,
underestimated
안
Sienna
나가.
rather grossly.
Judging by this, Detloff was literally supposed to tear her heart out.
Yet first you must snap her
우선
neck.
목을 부러뜨려야 된다?
Puzzling.
왜지?
Puzzle complete now.
Alas, the matter ceased to be a tantalizing brain tease and has turned incredibly grave. We've proof of a plot to assassinate Toussaint's ruler.
그 동화책에서는 좋아하는 동생이다, 뭐다, 사랑하는 동생이다 이랬더니
Duchess was to be Detloff's last victim. Sienna planned it from the start.
Indeed, the logical conclusion, Geralt.
4 seemingly random victims to start. The virtue's their only link. Enough to get folk talking about a righteous, vengeful beast. Obscured the victims' links to Sienna, even as she had those she despised killed off one by one, leaving the Duchess for last.
Had she managed to fulfill her plan, none would have questioned the reasons. Most would have thought Anna Henrietta had died for her sins. She was known to show a hard heart on many occasions, ample proof of a lack of compassion.
Why would Sienna murder her own sister?
그러니까
Out of envy? To take power?
진짜 그건가?
Penchant for evil?
잘 되는 꼴을
Yes, yes, and yes. All seem likely, and none are
그러니까
mutually
자기는
exclusive.
막
But if you'd like to know for certain,
버려지고
always
이리
ask yourself.
치이고 저리 치이고 했었는데 막상 자기가 살던 투생으로 왔는데 막 잘 살고 있으니까 또 막 아 그래요? 술집 지하실 술집 지하실 서브캐로 따고 들어오는 건 그거밖에 없는데 그 숟가락 괴물 할 때 보물 찾으려고 그 술집 지하실 들어간 것밖에 없는데 그때 있었나?
Think it's a good idea? After all, we foiled her carefully planned scheme. Think she'll even want to?
Talk to you? Would it harm you in any way to try?
진짜 여왕이 되고 싶었나?
Some philosophers think empirical examination the sole path to knowledge. I believe you mentioned the Duchess keeps Sienna locked up.
Courtiers were insisting on
그런
harsher
경우도
punishment.
있겠네요.
Much
뭐지?
harsher. Think Anna
그러니까
Henrietta had
잘
to
되고 있는
protect her
꼴
sister from a
보니까
lynch mob as much as she
그게
wanted to
이제
protect her subjects from a criminal.
보기 싫어서
One way or another,
왜 나만
she's
왜
locked away
이렇게
in a secluded wing of the
고통받아야
palace,
하면서
awaiting
죽을 수도
trial
있고
before a court of law.
아니면 이제 그것도
Need to get
있으면서
past some guards to see her.
이번에 좀 자기 좀 팔자 좀 펴보겠다고 여왕 되는 것도 있고 같이 가자.
Coming with?
나
Of
무서워.
course not. I shall await you at
Huh?
Mare la Chaise-Longue. I'll not risk entering the palace after Detlaff and his minions rampage.
나 혼자 가라고?
Besides, I vastly prefer the company of a simple mug of mandrake brew to that of the Duchess's wild sister.
So, said straight up, it means you're going off to get drunk because you hate Sienna.
Never been
그러겠지.
fond of categorical
자기
statements
친구
of that
죽게
kind,
만들었으니까.
but I admit I could not vouch for my behavior in her presence. She treated Detlaff cruelly, caused his death in the end, and now this. Atop all that, no, Geralt. I will
아니,
not go with you.
네가
I will await you
먹고
at the cemetery.
아니지 뭐. 살인 좋아하진 않으니까. 잘 가라. 응? 뭐야 이거? 아, 노란색 염료?
Stocks and the whip await those running riot. Our duchy values. And quiet.
너무 멀어. 죽겠는데? 찌라시가 거기 창고 안에 있었던 건가? 아, 내가 뭐 웬만한 종이면 다 주웠을 텐데.
Halt!
Need to see Sienna urgently.
In the matter of?
Want to talk to her. It's important.
Want to talk? Go see your gran at tea time. Not one locked up on the Duchess's orders.
죽고 싶어서 환장을
No
했네
doing
얘가.
without special permission. Period.
Found some information important to her case.
매혹
Need an
쓰자.
explanation urgently.
Ah, fine then. You're that witcher who solved the
뭐야.
murders, no?
퇴세
Then you've my
전환이?
permission, but only for a few minutes.
방금 할머니 언급하면서 욕해놓고 웃긴 놈이네. 에헤이 이 자식이.
The witcher will speak with the inmate. You can take a momentary break.
As long as it's truly but a moment. Highly irregular, this.
Have you come to see how I fare? I'm fine, thank you. Artorias' ribbon worked wonders. It's a shame they took it from me.
I know who the fifth victim was supposed to be.
Goodness, you're simply a compulsive snoop. I'm in prison.
만약에 디틀러프가 실패를 했다면은
Sienna, stop pretending you couldn't care less. I know it's an
어쨌든
act,
최종
and it's
목적은
really
안
starting to
나니까
wear.
죽일 방법은 하나밖에 없는데
Why do you want to
샹크레알인가?
kill her?
포도주에 독 타는
For
거밖에
such an
없는데
accomplished investigator to ask about the obvious? Come now, Geralt. Why do you think?
안 죽으려나? 저주 탓은 아니고 질투? 맞다, 아까 찌라시 여왕이라고 했으니까. 아닌데 질투라고 해야 되나 그거를? 하긴 찾을 생각도 안 했지.
Because she turned her back on you, then banished all memory of you.
Bravo, Geralt. Yet another riddle solved, and your sick curiosity sated. Well, what now? Off to share your discovery with Anna Henrietta? Oh, she's no longer in danger, true. But she very well might add a little something to your reward.
Definitely gonna tell her. Not necessarily for the coin, though.
Then why do it at all?
She ought to know. If only 'cause you'll probably try to kill her again if she ever lets you out.
I probably will.
그냥 여기서 끝나나 이렇게?
Perhaps, just for
아니야.
a second, you could stop dwelling on all the wrongs folk
뭔가
have
있을
done
것
you
같아.
and forgive her.
이렇게 시시하게?
Why should I?
For old time's sake, you loved each other once.
Please. I don't know who fed you that rubbish, but
Read your governess's diary. You played together, were inseparable. Henriette'd get you into trouble sometimes, sure, but there were also times she stood up for you. When you had nightmares, only she could calm you. Time eats away at memories, distorts them. Sometimes we only remember the good, sometimes only the bad.
if she loved me so, why did she wash her hands off me? Forget me?
Sienna, you were exiled when she was how old? 12? 13? She was a child. What was she supposed to do? Rebel? Organize a coup? Steal your father's seal and forge a pardon? She was powerless. Wiped you from her memory not because she didn't care, but because your departure was traumatic for her. She forgot because that was the only way she could handle the pain.
Ugh. You meant what you said in the Land of a Thousand Fables. You really want a happy ending to this story, don't you?
왜 죽으려고?
Ah, with all of us living happily ever after. Go, Witcher, or they'll give your medal to another. And that would be a shame.
Farewell, Sienna.
이렇게 끝이야? 끝인가 보네.
Commander de la Tour would like to see you. Shall we go at once?
Need to tend to one thing first. I'll look in on him afterwards.
So be it.
뭔가 수상해. 근데 알 수가 없어. 할 게 없잖아. 그냥 갈걸. 잠깐만. 그럼 일단 찌라시가 돌아다녔다는 거는 내부에도 뭔가 있어 다는 거밖에 말이 안 되는데. 내부에 또 다른 세력이 있다는 거밖에 안 되는데.
Geralt of Rivia, Slayer of the Beast, I am in your debt.
Damien.
Geralt, it's about time. Ready
Oh.
for the ceremony?
당했구만 그때.
Your face doesn't look good. Though it looked even worse last I saw you.
그래
I
죽을
apply a
뻔했어.
balm of arnica. I hardly feel it anymore.
얘기해줄까? 얘기하자.
Got some important information. Anna Henrietta was supposed to be Detloff and Sienna's fifth victim.
You are certain of this?
Completely. Found proof.
Inconceivable. How could she? The murders, the mayhem she brought down on the city, were they not enough? She sought to strike down her own sister, her liege. Traitor. I must alert my men. Enlarge the Duchess's honor guard. Make certain Sylvia Anna is closely watched during the questioning. I'll see to it personally. I thank you, Witcher, for alerting me, and I appreciate your attentiveness. Let's begin the ceremony. Come with me. The Duchess awaits. In the Guild's name, I beg your assistance, your enlightened highness. Without barrels, production will come to a stop, and it will be the end of us.
You lost them all in the fire. These are horrible tidings. Oh, we are most dreadfully saddened.
Yes, your enlightened highness all. Once the beasts had clawed their way into the warehouse, the whole place went up in flames.
I shall dispatch a palace guardsman to examine the site of the blaze. If things are, as you say, fitting compensation shall be paid from the ducal treasury.
Thank you, your enlightened highness. Your Grace, Geralt of Rivia has arrived.
My dear subjects, we come now to our next point of business. Of all the duties which fall upon
이대로
my
끝나는 건가?
shoulders, as the
정말로?
ruler of this dominion,
이렇게
this
조용히?
duty is dearest to my heart. For now, we shall award the Order of Vitis Vinifera, Tucson's highest honor.
Geralt of Rivia, slayer of the beast of Beauclair, step forth.
We bestow the distinction upon the Witcher, who saved Beauclair from the terrible beast. Such is our desire.
마지막 액션 히어로.
May this symbol serve as a reminder to all that the Witcher shall forever remain a friend of Beauclair. In more familiar terms now, I thank you immensely, Geralt. Damien has your reward for you. After all, it was but a contract.
왜 한 점?
I have a small surprise for you, in addition. I give you more than a dozen barrels of Son Real, a wine normally reserved for the ducal table. The gustatory experience of a lifetime awaits. Are you content?
따로 얘기하자. 따로 얘기할 수 있나? 지금 얘기해야 되나? 찬물 껴기는 좀 그러니까.
Feels like a second distinction. I'm honored. Thank you.
I trust you shall make good use of it. In a moment I shall speak to Siana. Will you assist me? You returned my sister to me, yet you also showed me her horrendous deeds. As head of state, I must judge her fairly, but she is my sister. Thus my heart bleeds for her.
If my presence will help in any manner, of course I'll stay.
We shall now question a person implicated in the murders which recently ravaged our fair city of Beauclair. Captain de la Tour, show Sylvia Anna in.
뭐야? 떨고 있어?
The Witcher will take part in our talk.
대매미지.
I'm not a prisoner, free to do as I choose.
You have committed crimes. Grave crimes. Yet you are my sister, and my heart does not allow me to treat you as a common criminal. Thus I have asked Geralt to advise me, as one impartial. I shall now hear what he has to say.
책임평가. 왜 이러는 거예요 여기 애들? 아 초구니가 없네 진짜. 네가 결정해 이씨. 그걸 왜 내가 결정하냐고. 시아나를 죽일까? 게임 하다 보면은 퀘스트 내주는 애들이 다 너가 하세요야. 게롤트한테 다 너가 하세요. 이 자식들. 그냥 죽일까? 사실 1번은 시아나의 동정보다는 아닌데 안나가 살려주자.
Bitterness consumes Siana. She had cause to resent many of the court of Beauclair. I know her reasons, understand them even. But I can't condone the actions she chose to take.
What is he talking about, Siana?
You know exactly what. I was forcibly exiled, remember? To your benefit.
뭐야?
You knew well the throne would then
왜
be
그런 말을
yours,
해?
though I was the elder.
그냥 죽여달라는
The
건가?
ministers I can understand. They'd hated me since I was a child. Thought me a
이
poor
패턴은
prospect for the wife
일부러
of the
자기를
king.
싫어하게 하면서 자기를 그냥 죽여달라는
understand
것밖에.
our parents. I'd always sensed the problem. They simply feared me, for I dared to be free. That fabricated curse
그런 거
fell
같죠?
into
그
their
패턴이.
laps. A gift from above that brought
그냥 날
relief.
죽여라.
But you,
일은 없다 이러면서.
your dagger hurt most. You were my Henrietta, damn it. My darling little sister. Now do you understand, Witcher? She betrayed me.
Claim to understand them all? Why'd you come back for revenge? Have them all cut down then?
They deserved my vengeance. They detested me, all of them, as long as I can remember. But Henrietta understood me. Once. It was all I
내
could cling to.
선택지가 어린아이에
Her betrayal
나왔으면
hurt
이거
the
진심
most.
같은데 이거? 아까 그런 패턴은 아니고.
You were children then. You and your sister both had no control over what happened.
You're wrong, Witcher. She had control. Remember, dear sister, the day they banished me from the palace? Of course, I'd had the idea to pelt the Nilfgaardian envoy with fish platters, which we filled with rancid suet on a lark, and which you set afire at the last to impress me, I imagine. And I admit, you did. Hit him right in his
진짜?
hideous bald patch. Never laughed so hard in my life. But when it came time to find the culprit, you said not a word. I took all the blame and all the punishment.
It's true. I did not stand up for you. I was too afraid.
The council was unanimous. They listed all my offenses. My flights from the palace, supposed acts of cruelty, inappropriate friendships. They cast me out, but you, The only one to understand me. You cowered in a corner. Lifted not a finger to help. Not before, not after. You never tried to find me.
That's not true. I searched for you. Sent out knights, gathered tidings from without. You did not wish to be found.
그것도 할 말이 없나?
Since the day you vanished, I have lived with the knowledge that I failed you. I'm sorry, dear sister. Can you forgive me?
미간바 주로. 진짜 해피엔딩이야?
All in all, best part of the whole ceremony? It was
맞아.
short.
아니야, 이건 좀
Perhaps for you, as
길었는데.
you ducked out early. The others are probably just getting started.
안고 있는 거 볼 필요 없잖아. 빨빨 빠져나와야지.
Not so fond of Toussaint after all, are we?
Oh, this place is like a strong wine, Geralt. Good in small sips. How do you find my personal brew?
이거 완전
Not too strong.
디트라프만
Just right.
불쌍한 거 아니야?
Credit the local mandrake of the Alrauna diabolus variety for that.
물론 아무리
The tubers which grow in this area's volcanic soil
씨
have
하나가 취향이 안 맞는다고 했지만은
profile.
가지고 놀다가 결국 광기에 빠져서 죽은 거 아니야 이거.
Fascinating. All I can say is this batch turned out excellent.
Indeed. It might be wise to stockpile some roots for the future. Would you care to accompany me?
You decide to go root picking now? It's dark out.
Geralt, even were I generously to assume it had simply slipped your mind that I am a vampire and thus need no light to see, I'd never believe you had also forgotten that you likewise have absolutely no trouble seeing in the dark. So, shall we?
If you think it's a good idea, let's go. But I think you might be forgetting one thing. Fresh mandrake root of this variety is highly toxic, even to a witcher.
Ah, not a problem. I never forget matters of safety and hygiene in alchemy. Here, gloves and a mask. Don them, and you shall be in no danger.
Thanks. Right then.
뭐야?
Let's go.
This moonlight makes me...
뭐 또 있어? 뭐야? 뭐가 이렇게 많아?
So dreamy.
Penny for your thoughts. Let me guess. Succubus twins?
No, I was thinking about... Oh, how anything can look
디들라프
interesting
살리러 가는 거
properly lit.
아니겠죠?
Even an
글쎄요.
old necrophage corpse?
그때
You've not an ounce of refinement in
딱히
you,
뭐
have you?
제가 조사한 거 아니니까 확실하게 죽은 거는 그냥 수집하면 돼? 뭐야? 아니야? 아
Now, where'd that bloodsucker go? Won't be easy to track down. He's a vampire after all.
사라졌는데?
Regis!
Where'd you go? Regis! Those Bruxay, they called you a traitor.
Alas, we've a very simple code of honor, we vampires. So simple you might call it trivial. Either one is with us, unconditionally, regardless of the circumstances, or...
Won't let it go, will they?
They will not. Fortunately, we've another rule, an unwritten one, and just as trivial as the first. It is neatly summarized in the saying, out of sight, out of mind. That is why I must leave Toussaint. For a vastly long time, most like.
Yeah, I get it.
Let us make for my camp. I've an overwhelming desire to have another drink.
까비.
Supreme bouquet. Firm, defined beginning.
살리는 건 아니었네요. 맨드레이크로 술을 만들어서 마시고 있네.
Not much of a connoisseur.
Then it is high time you started your education. After all, the Corvo Bianco vineyard is now yours.
고기님.
By the way, I left
저번에 고기님이 그렇게 얘기하셨나? 아직 덜 끝냈다고? 아쉬워서 끝내기 전에 저장하고 안 하고 있다고 그러셨던 건가? 고기님?
Incidentally, have you thought about what you'll do with your prize? Shall you hang your swords over the mantle and take to pruning vines?
그러면은 그거 보면 안 되는 거 아니에요? 스포잖아요 이거. 몰라.
Don't really know yet. Might find the life of a hard-working vintner too tempting one day. Or maybe I'll just stick to the path, go on roaming, staring up at the stars after laying my bedroll at the roadside.
게롤트가 무슨 의지가 있겠어요. 예니퍼가 하자면은 뭐 그냥 집에서 살던가 아니면 자기는 좀 싸돌아다니고 싶다 그럼 나도 뭐 위쳐 일하면서 돌아다닌 거고. 최대한 대사를 안 봤어요? 제가 지금 다 말하고 그렇군요.
Does that sound at all familiar?
How could it not? We just set off to rescue Ciri from Vilgefortz.
Our encounter with Vilgefortz. That is something I do not remember so fondly. But that first stay in Beauclair, far calmer than this one.
Seemed like a land straight out of a fairy tale back then. Its sole problem, cellars too small to accommodate all that wine.
Appearances, Geralt. Appearances like Mamoons and Dopplers deceive.
빌게보츠?
So what did become of Vilgefortz?
그건 2편인가?
Killed him. Sure wasn't easy though. What about you? Any idea where you'll go?
싸돌아다니겠지 뭐.
Distance is of the essence. I thought I might venture south.
Nilfgaard?
Why ever not? The Nilfgaardians are a modern society. None there believe in vampires anymore.
하긴 닐프가드 정도의 땅이면은 뭐 익사차나 이런 거 다 처리했겠죠.
Interesting point of view.
워낙 크니까 뭐 병사들도 많을 테고 뭐 위쳐가 도움 줄 만한 일은 없겠네.
Sit here a while longer.
이게 끝인가?
So we shall, my friend. We have witnessed, and in fact on several occasions incited, many great and weighty events. After all that toil, I believe we deserve a bit of a rest.
That we do.
여기까지 블러드 앤